she's trying to make it seem like it's Sakode's fault, and that's why they aborted the child.
You know that whatever pain she went through, go and ask your friend, if you have a friend who has committed abortion before, how painful it is. And come and tell me what you're telling me now.
Have you done that before?
No.
No.
Hello and welcome to this exciting edition of the ListenUp Podcast. My name is Jessie Ola Morris, and today we delve into the intriguing concept of sex as a currency. And we're also going to examine the dynamics surrounding the expectations and obligations that arise after engaging in sexual relations with people who are not committed committed in a committed relationship. I have with me here my guests Abigail and Chris, and we'll be doing this together. Guys, welcome.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you, Jess.
So if I talk about sex as a commodity, what am I trying to talk about? So we know there's this situation where people enter into, engage in sexual relations because of something that they need. So for, let's say, the women, they are expecting that, oh, I want to engage in this sexual activity with this man because he's wealthy, and I expect that after having sex with him, he gives me money, or he helps me get this house, or buys me this car, or something like this. And this is what we are going to explore today. So, Abigail and Chris, if you've monitored the news this week, there's been a lot of controversy, and especially after Yvonne Nelson came up to make some revelations involving Sarkodie and a whole lot. There's this lady who also came out to say that Akrobeto promised to had sex with her and promised to help her gain some wealth and all of that, but he didn't fulfill his promise. Rather, he gave her 100 cedis. I want to know, why has this trend all of a sudden come up where people want to have sexual relations and are expecting things in exchange?
Okay, why has this trend, why has a trend come up?
Yeah.
This is not a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. People engaging in sex and then expecting things in return is not a new thing. But it looks like right now, a lot of things have changed and they've made it even way easier. So it is not a new thing that people will have sex and will expect things in return. And what I believe is, before, right now, let's say, just as the lady is saying about Roberto, that he promised to give her something, and then even though he gave her something, he didn't give what he promised. That is why she's out there
making all the noise.
Exactly. I didn't want to use the word ranting because I'm trying to respect her emotions and disappointment. So it's actually not a new thing. Probably she's come out there making noise on me, what I'll call ranting, because she didn't get what she wanted, or Akrobeto didn't meet her expectations. She gets it. If he had, I'm not sure she would have been out there trying to get attention, just so maybe people would sympathize with her and get Akrobeto to do what was expected or what was agreed between the two of them. So that's what I think. Okay,
Chris, what about you? Why has this become something? Because I know that before, recent times or in the past, this was not happening. Sex was, between people who are in love and all of that, and they do it for the sake of respect of the relationship. But now people go into the relationship with other motives and mindset. Why has this been this trend for recent days?
Let me say, our generation, we have normalized sex. We see sex to be normal. You can meet someone today and they just hook up and they have sex. It happens in our generation. But sex as a commodity, my perception about that is, I think before you have sex with someone, not in a relationship, and you want something in return, don't take the person's words. For example, I want the act and I'm saying, oh, I'll give you this if you give it to me. Those are just words. If you want to trade sex, have an agreement with the person and a form of contract.
Wow.
I think you should sign a contract before.
That should be contracted, like
in the context we are talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not saying sex should be in a form of contract, but in the context we are talking about, like sex as a commodity. If you want to give somebody sex and you're expecting something in return, don't just take the person's words for it.
Okay.
So get the person to sign something, an agreement.
Okay,
Offer the person, this is my offer.
Okay.
Then
so for you, what the lady is saying is not justified.
It's not justified. Like you don't have any claim.
But at least I in this case, the man promised her all those things.
Where is it? Where do we have it that this is Acrobat to saying I've promised you this?
It's between the two of them. Then it was between them.
What you are saying, so
that's what I'm saying, that don't take.
What do we call witness?
If a man.
So in this case,
what witness? There was no witness.
Hold on.
So she doesn't have a case.
No. What Chris is trying to say here is that as the lady met with Acrobato and then they agreed that, oh, this is what we are doing, and at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to give and this is what I'm also going to get. The fact that the lady is making these claims without evidence or without a document, it means that this person, what she is saying is not valid, or it doesn't hold any.
That is what he's.
That's what, to me, it's not valid. Yes, to me, it's not valid. Like
so,
yes, me.
You've met a lady. You guys want to do your things, and then you do your things, and then she tells you that, oh, this is what we agreed to. You're going to tell the lady that. How can you?
What I'm saying.
And you see what makes the situation even quite interesting was that the lady said after the sexual relation, Akobetu gave her 100 cedis. So maybe to Akobetu, the 100 cedis that I'm giving
paid
you,
for the
yes, it's what you deserve. But that was
not the initial agreement. Probably if it was 100 cedis, she wouldn't have done it in the first place.
But
so he's supposed to honor his words. Just what Chris is saying, he has said it. But this is one thing. If words were not important, we wouldn't have held on to the things people say and even prosecute them for that. If I walk into your house and I tell you that you just wait and see, I'm going to kill you, and something happens, and they're going to take my word.
If I have that on tape, yes. But if I just come to the court that and he said this and he said that, it's your words against mine.
Great.
That doesn't hold.
It's your words against mine.
Yeah.
Let's say that when you came to say it, there was somebody around, that person is a witness.
There is a witness.
Isn't it by word of mouth the person is going to say?
But there is a witness. But in this case, there is no witness, so it's not a case. It's not a valid case. Yeah. I think as but you can even sue the lady for defamation or something. Yeah,
I think
you can even do that.
Because what's your proof?
What's your proof that I did it?
So just because
what's your proof that I said I will give you this?
Okay, well, it makes sense.
Okay.
You get it.
So let's just take it from this angle to that the lady has proved beyond her words, and indeed Akrobetu didn't fulfill his promise. What about that to Chris?
First of all, sex isn't a commodity as we have done it. Sex isn't something that you should take as like a work, like this is my work. Okay, so I'll give you sex to get this. Sex is for enjoyment, sex is for entertainment, for married couple.
To be just for entertainment?
No, I'm saying that for married couple, like sex is for them. If you are not married, you have no business having sex.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That is what you think, or that is what it is?
That is what I think. That is what I know.
So there are a lot of scenarios. You see, recently, I think earlier this year, there was this lady who came about making all those noise about a sugar daddy promising her, and then this whole issue also falls under this topic. So now it seems like sex has become a form of, sex has been...
Is a trade.
Yes, has become like a commodity. Okay, and in this case where the lady is even suing the man, the lady is suing the man right now, and all these back and forth. To me personally, I think that when you are going into this kind of things, you should know that there is a limit. I can't expect to have this relationship with you, and then because you think I've had sex with you, like you owe me a house. Don't you agree with me, Abigail?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I think, for me, there should be a limit to all of these things. With regards to your expectations.
Yes, even in business, there are losses somewhere. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you gain. If you go into sex with this kind of expectation and you lose, you lose. It's business. It's business you are trying to conduct.
Right now,
but for you to say, maybe you to hold me to my words, like we are in the act and you are saying, no, do this for me before, give me a house or give me a car before. Every guy will tell you that I will do it. Every guy in that position.
Because in the
heat of the moment,
you are making
you say things, you don't mean it. Yeah, you say things to get what you want.
Having known like that, or knowing that this is the new normal or this is the standard, I think prostitutes will also have to work about carrying contract, right? So that just in case you come for their services, even before the things happen, you will know that.
But the prostitute,
if you are going for a prostitute, you the man, you know that you are going for a prostitute. This is what she does. But if you meet and you want to have sex, if I agree that we want to have sex, but you can't come and hold me like that. I said I will have sex with you and I'll give you this.
Okay, so there's this issue of
that is cheating.
Why is it cheating?
So you said it, you're supposed to do it. If you don't do it, you've cheated me.
I've not cheated. I think I've not cheated you.
Okay.
The only reason you think you've not cheated me and
you enjoy the act, I enjoy the act.
What do you mean? I enjoyed it, you enjoyed it, but there is an obligation. You're supposed to do
and
something.
I am saying that
to do.
At the heat of the moment, you don't expect me to keep my promises.
And I'm telling you that right now, you will also make girls who also offer these services, not that they are standing by the roadside and then they are moving their bodies, but how do we call them?
Well trained or groomed or what I know.
Are well to do many in society.
No, the executive prostitutes, the ones who are in their houses and everything. Yeah. Before you come and you guys engage in acting, then they will have to let you.
If you're a young lady and you want to venture into this kind of thing or sex as a commodity, whoever you are doing it with, if you've gotten a sugar daddy that he has promised you this, don't take his words for it that I have his words, I have his promises, that does it. No. I think that you should get him to sign something or record him or something. Then when he doesn't fulfill his promises, then you can hold him accountable. This is what you said. Then you can sue him.
Okay, so
but without that, you don't have a case.
Chris is a strong believer of sign contracts before having sex if you're not in a relationship. Okay, and there's this also sensitive issue, that popped up this weekend regarding Yvonne Nelson and Sarkodie. I know you are so emotional about that because throughout the week, all your conversations.
You're also emotional about it because Yvonne Nelson is like making it like Sarkodie is like the worst human being on the planet.
So before you guys delve into this, for those who don't know the story, Yvonne Nelson wrote a memoir, and in the book, she has made a lot of claims. Well, people are saying she's doing that for emotional healing, and one of the claims is that 13 years ago, that was in 2010, she had a sexual relation with Sarkodie. They weren't into any form of serious relationship. She said she wouldn't even call that a relationship. So they got involved, got entangled, had sex, and in the process, she got pregnant. And then Sarkodie wasn't well to do. He was still living with his mom. So they both decided that you get rid of the child. And according to her, Sarkodie drove her to the hospital, all right. But after everything, Sarkodie didn't even call to check up on her to see if she was feeling okay after the whole process or not. And it's creating that kind of perception that Sarkodie was heartless then. And other people too are also raising the concern that Sarkodie doesn't owe her any emotional obligation or anything. We agreed to do it, and after that it ends there. So Abigail, for me, considering the number of years that have gone by and she raising this, it's so questionable to me because
how questionable is it?
It's true. And right now too, looking at the whole things, they've been friends and they've gotten back and all of that. So probably during one of their conversations, she may have brought that up for a discussion, and they've had that conversation already. So why then do you bring this thing now just to court public disaffection for Sarkodie? I don't get it.
Why do you feel that she bringing it up is to cause public disaffection?
Her tone in the book says it all.
Interesting. Able to read her tone.
Of course.
Okay, sure.
She was being emotional and trying to cut public sympathy and empathy.
No, it's because that is how you want to see it, or that is how you want to read it.
So how did you read it?
Great. This is it. If you look at what she said in the book, according to her, she can't even put a name on whatever she had with Sarkodie.
And that's it.
Great.
So they were not in a relationship. Let's establish the fact.
Okay.
Sarkodie was then in a relationship with Tracy, but Tracy was outside.
Chris, let me talk. Which she didn't know.
Yeah.
She gets it.
Yeah.
And according to her, there was some sort of gravitation, or let me call it attachment to
people in the music industry.
Exactly. And probably she got attached to Sarkodie.
Hello, I want to establish a fact here. So she got to Sarkodie. Sarkodie didn't get to her.
We don't know that because she didn't say it like that.
The part of the book where I read, my understanding.
The whole thing.
No, let's get the facts.
Let's Abigail land.
On the premise that the fact that she mentioned that she was sort of gravitating to people in the music industry is where Ghanaians, especially the young guys, are holding her for Jubab, because they feel that then once you are attached or you like those in the music industry, probably it's not even only Sarkodie that she even had a sexual relation with.
Yeah.
Probably there were other guys, but Sarkodie is the one that is in the limelight now. So you want to hate on him and maybe cause the public disaffection, as you're saying. But the fact that something like this has happened between you two, just come on, you will start talking to someone before it even gets to the point it got to. For them to have been engaged, raw without protection, for you to get to that point, for pregnancy to come, for you to agree to what?
Abort the child?
Great. Yeah. There was an agreement to abort the child. You drove her to the clinic according to the book. No, listen. You drove her to the clinic according to the book. I will not just start texting you, and if somebody asks me, I know there are stages in friendship. When you meet someone, let's say I just meet someone, random person out there, till the particular point in time, to how we talk and everything, I will not maybe actually call you a friend. Yes, maybe I'm going to call you an acquaintance. Let's say a course mate somewhere. I meet the person, I say hi to the person. I'm not going to call that person a friend, probably an acquaintance or even a classmate. So know that this, whatever that was between them, it got to a certain point. There's no way you tell me that I'll talk to you 1, 2, 3, where there wouldn't be any form of somebody expressing like or something for Yvonne to go ahead to have that engagement with him.
You let's also look at this from Sarkodie's perception. Imagine I meet you out there, maybe there's this particular club that you are always, and I come and meet you there. We get to know each other, you introduce yourself, I introduce myself, and you are not the first person I am having this kind of engagement with, because I have a girlfriend, and letting it be like that and he getting involved with like another person, it should look like, it looks to me like she's not the first person. Actually, as a Obia or Ninam, like he's just having fun through this relationship and sex, because my girlfriend is outside. So probably you are not the only person that he has had that kind of relationship.
And was Yvonne supposed to know? She didn't. Apparently, she didn't even know that Sarkodie had a girlfriend.
Then let's forgive Sarkodie too.
Who has he forgiven him?
Then why should we come and make it seem like the lady is being victimized?
So there's no point in your life. Will you tell me that somebody did something to you back in JHS? You don't remember. Yes, you forgive me the person. That doesn't mean that you will never talk about it.
Okay, Chris.
From my point of view, I think like the reasons that Yvonne gave for the abortion was that Sarkodie wasn't well to do, and she said she was driving around for that time. She has then completed school or something. So if you are driving around for that, I mean like you have a little on you. So does she want to tell us that like she can't take off the child? That was why she aborted the child. She's trying to make it seem like it's Sarkodie's fault, and that's why they aborted the child.
You
like
know,
everything is on.
This thing you are saying is actually flawed.
Anything is
you
on.
always think that
Sack,
taking
like,
care of a child, it is just about money.
No,
far
it's not
from
just
that.
saying. We're not
And
saying
I
it's
saw
just
the
about
fact that
money.
she even said that Sarkodie was a budding musician and everything, and all of that. She's coming from somewhere, which she doesn't want the same thing to happen to the child they are going to have.
In his
and mind you don't bring someone to this world when you think you are not ready or you are not capable of taking care of the child.
Exactly.
Look,
you get
Sarkodie in all his interviews
and let me tell you
pertaining children.
There is no blame game here. According to what Yvonne has done, she is not blaming. The basic, what I think, on like the reasons why she brought this up, is probably for her to heal from it, because what Sarkodie did was painful.
Yes.
Can you imagine? You drive me to a clinic to abort a baby we made together. And one, abortion is even dangerous in the first. Look at the time. Even now, people do abortions and then they still lose their lives. So how would you even know that I'm even dead? A simple call, hello, we did this together, we agreed to take it out. What happened? Are you okay? Would this bring you back to me when you don't like me?
That she tried to reach Sarkodie and Sarkodie never.
I was supposed to reach you for something the two of us did. We are responsible for.
Listen,
Oh my goodness.
listen. So what if Sarkodie left there, something happened, Sarkodie couldn't call him? So that means you can't call back, say, oh,
something happened to Sarkodie and call Betty.
So why is it that you just don't need to call? She's also at fault, so she shouldn't just make it seem like it's all Sax. Like, that's what I'm saying. That she shouldn't make it seem as if Sax is the only one at fault.
The pregnancy, she's the one carrying it to. Whatever pain she went through, go and ask your friend if you have a friend who has committed abortion before, how painful it is, and come and tell me what you're telling me now.
Have you done that before?
No.
No. Look.
See,
Girl.
Yeah.
Sax. If you want to say Sax is at fault, I would kind of agree with you that you should have at least checked that. But you shouldn't make it like seems it's all Sax's fault.
It's just
no. That I don't agree.
That everything that happened
like,
is a consensual something the two of you did. I said the fact that there was no
one of the reasons why I think Sax never go back to her is because Sax has a different relationship, a serious relationship outside.
She didn't know.
Anyway, let's ask this final
for
question.
reasons, this is flawed. The argument you are making is.
And for
it's
emotional,
you can't just
Abigail, you
are emotional about it.
It is not emotional.
Okay, so what are the potential consequences and emotional implications of engaging in this kind of sexual relations without being in a relationship?
Okay, so Jess, if it was maybe Mother's and Mother's time, yes, and I'll say this implications or whatsoever. But this our generation, we all know that sex is like it's like a handshake for people now. I will not come and shake your hands and add that emotional attachment to it, unless maybe that thing is when a guy holds you and then he does something like this. Yeah. That is when I say, oh, this one is trying to communicate something. But these days, I know a friend who was all over a guy. Like if she was let alone in a room with a guy, she would have probably done something because he has a nice body. She said the boy has baby skin, and his name too. Let's say the guy we are in Ghana, maybe the guy's name is maybe Randy Percy. You get that thing? Just because of that, she just wanted to see herself in bed with a guy.
Let me put you to your way. So maybe that was the kind of mindset Yvonne Nelson was also having. And he should look at herself.
She said,
listen,
she was getting attracted to the guys in the music industry, this kind of thing. So Charlie,
so she
once
there is no evidence, there's nothing she said in the book. See this thing until Sarkodie comes and says,
Sarkodie will never come out to say this. That is
then
Sarkodie.
Let's end it.
Sarkodie will not come out
now
and talk
I will
about
say
it.
that
finish your statement.
I wouldn't really say there are implications. Even if there will be implications, it's going to be one party that is going to suffer that emotional what I call it trauma, or maybe one that is going to hurt over whatever that happens. Because I think now people have sex with no emotional attachment. Well, growing up, I thought that sex is something that you enjoy, you're so inside, But a guy told me that even, excuse me, a man can even just go and sleep with maybe a mad woman just because his turns have come and he doesn't have anywhere to go and put it. So he can just J.I. on and off, and then he's fine. So now I think people have sex, or people can have sex with no emotional attachment.
Okay.
They can just see you because of your nice body, not because they like you, or maybe they want to stay with you or something, but just because of the figure. Because as our boys, their eyes, it's like this, liking fair girls and everything. You bab. So maybe you see a fair girl, you don't want to spend the rest of his life. Chris wants to spend the rest of his life with.
Yeah.
So he would decide to have sex. The only problem here in Ghana is if a guy sees you and he wants to have sex with you, he can't really walk to you and tell you, say, Charlie, I want to chew you back. So he
now they can say it.
Chemistries and all of the things. I get the point. So Chris, what do you also think?
So the complications, she has said it all, like the emotional damage is there because you have invested so much expecting something in return and you don't get it. It's painful. That's why they come out to rant on the internet, because sometimes they feel like nobody has heard their story. They feel like they are hurting inside, so they come on the internet. For the internet, people will listen to you, but that's all you get from there. There's nothing else. There's no real support on the internet. It's just you get people who come and comment, oh, sorry. But these same people...
Do you know sometimes this sorry, they actually help you to heal.
Please. Sorry on social media doesn't go anywhere. So,
you are being biased.
Your final words, guys. 30 seconds.
So I would advise anybody to go into sex as a commodity. But if you're a lady and you think that's what you want to do, get enough evidence to back your claims at the end of it. If he doesn't fulfill his promise, then you can hold him accountable that this is what you said. This is my evidence. You signed here. You said this. Okay, so those are my final words.
Your final words,
my final words. My dear ladies, you guys are so valuable. You are treasured. Keep yourself as such, and stop giving those guys out there.
Now it's the ladies that want it to.
Please.
They'll come and beg you for it.
Control your.
Let's
Good. And don't give yourself to those boys out there. They are not responsible.
Okay.
When they do it with you, they will not take responsibility for that. Okay. Respect yourself if you are ready. Do it with a man that is responsible, and you also be ready.
Some of the ladies you are troublesome.
Okay.
You are troublesome.
And willing to take care of their child or whatever that comes out of your act.
So Abigail is telling the ladies out there to be responsible and do it with responsible people when they are ready. And Chris is advocating for paperwork. Before you engage in sex, do contracts. Hey Chris.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so I don't know what you also think, but you can share with us at the comment section. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think about this whole thing. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel too, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. My name again has been Jessie Ola Morris, and this is where I bring today's edition of the ListenUp Podcast to an end. And we'll be bringing you another edition, but until then, it's a bye.